Hello everyone and welcome back to the Amber Army YouTube's Football Manager 2017 experiment, Newport County Russian Takeover. We're episode 10, double figures. We've made it to double figures. This is good. This is very good. And so is the somewhat revival of Newport County. They have risen up in the league. They're still 7 points from that relegation spot, but they are 9 points away from that playoff spot. And if things are improving, they could improve even further still. So we left you with David Flitcroft as the caretaker manager. Who is the full-time manager of Newport County now? It is Mike Newell. Let's have a little look at Mike Newell. So Mike Newell, if none of you know who he is, I'm sure as a player he used to play for Blackburn. I think he may have played for Everton as well and some other clubs. So, what's his career stats? So he's been manager of, hold on a minute, he's not been a manager for a long time. A long time. No, he's not been a manager. This is his player stats. This is him as a player. So yeah, I got it right. He played for Everton and Blackburn, but he also played for all them clubs too. So yep, quite a lot of clubs, but I'm trying to find number of club manager jobs. 7. Right, okay, so he's done 7 jobs. I'm trying to find. Alright, so he's been Wigan manager, he's been Chesterfield manager, he's been Accrington caretaker manager. So yeah, fair play, he's getting himself out a bit. He was sacked as the Wigan manager in last year. Where are Wigan? Championship. So he got sacked as manager of Wigan, whilst in the Sky Bet Championship. So there we go. That's that. Mike Newell is the new manager of Newport County, and the results. Obviously, this is where what's his face lost his job. Flitcroft ended up losing to Rotherham, but then they won in the second round of the Checker Trade Trophy, and as you can see down there, they've also beaten Bournemouth in the 23s on penalties. So, and they've won the quarter-final, so they are in the South semi-final against Arsenal under 23s. That's coming up, and look at that for a run. 4 draws, a loss, but then 4 wins in 5, and a draw in the middle of that as well. So there's the revival. That's where it's starting now. Still a transfer embargo. So you're telling me that the transfer embargo is for a full season? That sounds so harsh. So, just to clarify, no players in. Well, this is a bit of a strange one as well. Joe Day, Frank Noble and Corey Harvey have all retired. That's strange. I don't get that. Aaron Cole is at Oldham and Matty Dolan is at Cambridge. I don't get how them players retire. That's just mental. So yeah, Newport County are currently, after 31 games, 15 games left, sitting in 13th. Now, prediction, I say they're going to finish in the same place, give or take two places. So we're looking at 11th or 15th. So between 11th and 15th, they're going to finish in that zone, I believe. But they're on a bit of a revival. There's nothing to say that they couldn't come up that sort of area. But we'll wait and see. I don't think it's going to happen. But as I said, we'll wait and see. We shall take you there right now, in fact. Okay, so everybody, this is coming to the end of episode 10, and obviously the end of season 5. We're at the end of the season. Newport County finished in 12th. I did say that I felt they were going to finish in that area, hoping that they could have had some sort of late surge and finish in the playoffs, but they were 7 points shy of it, which considering the fact that they couldn't improve upon their squad, I think that's a good season. I think if you're Newport County, you've got to be happy with that. Ashley Fletcher, the top scorer. If they can keep him for next season, that could well be a pretty big thing. So, yep, no transfers. Okay, so the transfer embargo is for a full season. As you can see, finances are still rich. 32 million. So the money is starting to run thin, extremely thin. I've got a funny feeling that the Premier League may be a step too high, but like I say, they got a good team there. If they add to it right and get themselves into the Championship, and they add to it, when I say right, I mean getting the right kind of progressive players, then maybe then the Premier League isn't too far away. Facilities, still only an 11,676 stadium with only 9,800 being used. That would have to change if they did get through. But they are improving their facilities. Training facilities are good, youth facilities are good, corporate facilities are adequate, average junior coaching and youth recruitment. Youth level is up to a 2. So they're improving. They're improving. So they got their under 18 squad. There's only a few players in there. I'd imagine the under 23s are full of new gens. Tom Owen Evans is still kicking about for Newport County there. Happy days. But there you go. That's the first team. So Mike Newell, most importantly. Yeah, that's more like it. I like an old-fashioned 4-4-2. I'm a big fan of the 4-4-2. It's the most balanced formation out there, in my opinion. Having that defensive midfielder there is, in my opinion, too defensive. Having him playing there is just perfect. So if we go back to the senior squad, let's have a look at the average ratings of the players. Nathaniel Knight Percival having a good season. Jermaine Anderson having a good season. Chiravella having a good season. Ashley Fletcher having a great season. That's a great goal scoring return. Joe Mason bringing in 15 goals and 8 apiece for Mamadou Touré and Jermaine Anderson. Touré is getting there, isn't he? He certainly is getting there. I think the attribute masking is starting to improve on this. Then looking at that, he's looking like something of a player, isn't he? Let's see how he kicks on next season if he's retained. So one thing that we're going to see in the next episode, guys, is the retained list, and then obviously with the transfer embargo over, what kind of players are they going to bring in to take that next step? I think a season of consolidation within League One has been something of an essential before looking to kick on to the Championship. They need to do it a step at a time, but they need to do it in the right way. And yeah, I honestly think that a season or two, they could be pushing for that Championship, and then it's all about that step to the Premier League. Will they make it to the Premier League in the 10 seasons that we've said? I got a funny feeling that if they can kick on from this season, they might just do it. But for now, that's the end of episode 10. That's the end of season 5. We're halfway through the target, and we've only risen 1 division. But if they can get promoted in the next 2 seasons, that gives them 3 or 4 years to get promoted from the Championship. So, like I say, we're not in panic stations just yet, are we? Anyway, guys, that's the end of this episode. Thanks very much for watching. I'm really enjoying doing this. This is providing some pretty interesting results, some gripping stuff. And if you're a Newport County supporter, it was interesting to see how this sort of thing can be simulated. So thanks all for watching. It's getting some pretty decent views now, so I'm really pleased with that. Obviously the fact that we're getting these views is making me kick on and carry on doing this series, so I've got to thank you guys for that. Anyway, enough of my shite. Thanks again for watching, and until the next time, it's cheerio for now.